Namaste. In Jammu and Kashmir, the government says that it has convinced some people to sign a statement where they are pledging their loyalty to the government of India, to the country which is called India, and they are also saying that they respect the constitution of India. And they have been described as groups which were part of the separatist alliance, the Hurriyat, and it is being claimed that they have severed their relationships with Hurriyat and have come out openly in support of the country of India. But the question remains that how has this been achieved? One of my friends, who also happens to be the National Committee member of Socialist Party of India, Mir Shahid Salim, actually signed this statement because he was told by a government official that if he wanted his passport to be renewed, then it would be better that he signs this statement. And he innocently signed this statement, thinking that by declaring his allegiance to the Indian state and the Constitution of India, it would be easier for him to get a passport made. But he had never thought that his statement would be blown out of proportion and would be seen as, separatists surrendering to the Indian government. I know Shahid Salim for at least 5 years now. He is part of the civil society in Jammu and Kashmir. He helped us organize a march from Jammu to Srinagar in 2019 after the status of the state was withdrawn and Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh were divided and given the status of union territory, and Article 370 and 35A were revoked. So against these decisions we had decided to take out, and the manner in which this decision was taken unilaterally, without involving the people of Jammu and Kashmir, without involving the member of parliament from Jammu and Kashmir, Farooq Abdullah. He was denied entry to the parliament that day by having been detained at his home. So the manner in which this decision was taken and the decision itself was flawed, and therefore this march was organized, but we could not complete it. We were sent back from Ramban by the security forces, and Shahid Salim was one of the organizers of this march. I have known him since then. He is not a separatist in the sense the government is talking about. Of course, he talks about the right of the people of Jammu and Kashmir just as we talk about it. We say that it is the people of Jammu and Kashmir who are the ultimate sovereign, who have to take a decision about their future. It is not government of India which can impose its decision on the people without their consent. Any decision taken there must be with the consent of the people. And Shahid Salim has been part of various activities of the civil society. He organizes meetings, he attends meetings, not just in Jammu and Kashmir. He travels through the parts of the country. We have invited him to a meeting of Socialist Party India in Lucknow, where he spoke about the problems of people of Jammu and Kashmir. He is a genuine activist. He is an activist who represents the voice of the people. Now, doing something like what the government has done with him, almost making him sign a statement without telling him the implications of it, and then using it for a propaganda that he belongs to a separatist organization, or his organization is part of Hurriyat, which is a separatist organization, and that he has now convinced, he has now agreed to be with the government of India and has stated his allegiance to the Indian state and constitution is deceptive. He has been deceived into doing this, and this is not good for a democracy. If the government of India wants the people of Jammu and Kashmir to be really with the Indian state, if it wants their allegiance, if it wants that they should respect the Constitution of India, then a process of dialogue with the people has to go on, and the people have to be convinced. And look at which government is doing this. This is a BJP government. BJP is known to be inspired by the philosophy of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, and RSS is known to have not respected the freedom struggle. They did not participate in it. They did not agree with the Constitution of India. They did not agree with they did not honor the Indian flag. It is only now that they are in power that they use the Indian flag, they use the Indian Constitution, and the entire apparatus of Indian state to promote their ideology of religious nationalism. But they still do not respect the constitution of the country. In the BJP regime, Constitution of India has been burned at Jantar Mantar, and they have done nothing against the people who have burned it. I mean, if there is an attempt to go against their ideology in any matter, whether it is cow slaughter, whether it is a question of mosques supposedly having been built in place of a temple, whether it is a question of love jihad, of Muslim men trying to marry Hindu women, whether it is any of these things, the manner in which the progressive intellectuals, 4 of them were shot dead in daylight, the manner in which the BJP and the RSS become active on these issues, they have never shown the alacrity to defend the Indian Constitution. So if anybody has to sign a statement like that they owe their allegiance to the Indian state and the Indian Constitution, it is the members of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh who must be made to do this. We should get everybody who is associated with RSS to sign a statement saying that they respect the Indian Constitution, they respect the Indian nation, and they will not do anything which is against the national interest. I mean, remember, these are the people who plotted the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi. These are the people who divide people in the name of religion. The kind of religious strife that is taking place in the country right now, the manner in which a division has been created between the north and the south in the name of language or delimitation, the manner in which Kuki and Meitei have been divided in Manipur for almost 2 years now, so that they can't even see eye to eye. The kind of things that the BJP government has done is against the Constitution of India. They do not respect the idea of secularism. They do not respect the idea of socialism. They are promoting rampant crony capitalism by encouraging select capitalists of this country, Adani and Ambani, who are very close to the Prime Minister and the Home Minister. So these are the people who do not respect the Indian Constitution. And look at how they are having other people sign a statement like that and then claiming that they have won over the separatists. The idea of Hindu Rashtra that they are trying to promote is itself against the Indian Constitution, and therefore it must be made very clear to everybody, whether they are part of the RSS BJP setup or people outside of it, that anybody who has to rule this country must respect the Constitution of India, must respect the values on which the constitution has been built. Those values have come from the freedom movement of this country, which was led by, there were many people part of it, but it was essentially Gandhi and Nehru who shaped the values of the Indian constitution. And of course there was an entire lot of people who agreed with those ideas. People like Dr. Ambedkar, people like Bhagat Singh, people like Subhash Chandra Bose. These are the people who were genuinely part of the freedom struggle, and they represented values which are now reflected in the Constitution of India. The only two groups which did not respect these values, the Muslim League and the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. One has got a separate nation, so we will not talk about them because they have separated. But Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, which continues to be active in this country, must be held accountable for not having participated in the freedom struggle and for promoting ideas which are contrary, which are opposed to the values of the constitution. And therefore every RSS member and every BJP member must be made to sign the kind of a statement that they are forcing people in Jammu and Kashmir on one pretext or the other. They are deceiving people to sign this statement and then going on to claim that they have won over separatists. We must have every RSS BJP member sign the statement that they owe their allegiance to the Indian state, that they respect the Indian constitution, and they will not do anything which violates the spirit of secularism and socialism. I hope the message will be clearly conveyed to the people who belong to the Hindutva ideology, and they will respect this idea, and if they will sign a statement like this, only then they have a right to rule this country. Otherwise they should leave the positions of power and they should do whatever they want to do outside the establishment, outside the setup of the government, outside the setup of the system of the government. If they have to remain in power, if they want to rule this country, then they must declare very clearly that they owe allegiance to the Indian state, they respect the constitution, and the biggest kind of guilt for which they are still accused is the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi, and they must apologize for the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi. They must come out very clear on that. Thank you.